Hello. I thought I'd continue from the previous video I made on attempting to explain some more about what I call as original humane intelligence, or the universal language of love that makes original humane intelligence a large language model. Now, why is this important? People are reading the Vedas, chanting mantras. We have so many religions. Science people are even peering through telescopes and microscopes and um, all kinds of instruments trying to get our head around space and um, this whole thing called living. And different people are studying from different angles. And we have humanity across boundaries concerns, WHO's list of diseases, many other things. This hopefully is going to make sense in a way that reality makes sense, all that there is makes sense. This may sound a lot of nonsense, but the periodic table keeps getting updated when something new is discovered. Our theories of reality, of science, of different models of reality, science people, they keep updating it. Now we even have um, uh, three people who won the Nobel Prize for quantum physics. Yeah, from looking at reality, there's another way to look at. So when there is new information coming, how we look at things change. So I'm like this person who's been sitting from in my place and then thinking things through, and this makes sense. And the religious textbooks and many books, different theories, including science, they all just come together. It's like Wikipedia, the the logo talks about jigsaw puzzles putting together. So it just comes together. And maybe because I'm not so famous, yeah. So it becomes difficult for me to get this message across through. So maybe YouTube is going to help a little bit. Now, picking up from the previous video, in the first one, we covered this bit until N, and then we touched a little bit on Vayu, Yama, yeah. And then in the second video that I've titled as, okay, the first one is titled Getting Started -1. The second one is titled MIS-2. And there I covered MIS as whole. Yeah. Okay, you can't see that bit. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Now, today I will touch upon something more simpler. The first one I spoke about the dot. Yeah. This one I'll touch upon something simpler. And I call it no. Yeah. NO for no technology. Yeah. When we are talking in terms of so many kinds of technology, the technology that is of nature, of prakriti, yeah, of original human intelligence, vis-a-vis artificial intelligence, yeah, that which makes original human intelligence a large language model. Because we speak so many languages across the globe, including science terms like force and energy and many other words, and we don't have a comprehensive view or a language by which all of this makes sense. Yeah. So a few bits of information, such as a dot and what I'm coming to as alphabets and numbers and symbols in science and many things. So this just comes together. So maybe as we begin from the basics, over time it becomes easier for us to get this together. Yeah. Now, I call that technology the mother of all technology as no technology. Yeah. Um, there may be other people using this term, but so to avoid confusion, I'm making it clear that, can you hear me? See me? Okay. No technology is having NO as two separate. It's not just one word. N stands for something, O stands for something, and then there is technology or the study of it. Logy is a study. Tech is also the several techniques, maybe a lot of how-tos. Yeah. So, and there's also information, but there's also, okay, I'll have to cover the alphabets of this for you to fully make sense of what I've put here. Yeah. So for now, let's just keep it there. I'll make clear on the no bit. Yeah. Okay. I may have to simplify this, but start all over again. Oh, okay. Let's try that. But I will try speaking this and then we will refine it maybe into another video that is simpler. But we of recent times are talking in terms of one, oneness, one earth, one Bangalore, one different ways of thinking in terms of one. Yeah. And there is also this reference that every person is alone in their own universe. Yeah. Like if you break a mirror and you look into it, every piece will show a reflection of you as being alone in it. Yeah. Similarly, if we consider that each of us have a body that's human, and the life we see from opening our eyes in the morning, yeah, and we opened our eyes from a mother's womb, outside the mother's womb for the first time. And then from there, we began to start constructing information, bits of information. We put them together, collated them together. And over time, we have our version of the universe, or our world is populated by the words, the symbols, the meanings that we have made of what others said is so. Somebody took care of you, and then you say, oh, mama. Yeah. And then you say that me, not mama. Yeah. That mama, me, take caretaker. Yeah. That's how you begin to start differentiating depending on how somebody's related. So one person's idea of mama may be different from another person's idea of mama. Somebody like, oh, mama, bad. Yeah. Another says, oh, mama, good. Oh, lovely, beautiful people. So according to how we have put in information, a meaning of it, yeah, accordingly is the version of reality we have. Yeah. So in that sense, every dot, yeah, every person is a dot in the whole scheme of things. And they are one dot. Yeah. And so everybody, we are all one, yes, because every person is one person. Yeah. So we're all one. But that doesn't mean that we are all just one big pie. It's not. We are all on one planet. And Earth is one of the planets in the solar system. Yeah. So that's why I call it a multiverse, because each of us are in our own universe. Yeah. And our own construct of reality. A schizophrenic has a different version of reality than a person who does not have schizophrenia. Yeah. Versus a person who has not seen London. Yeah. A person who's not seen a park has a different version of reality than a person who has traveled a bit around the world. Okay. But that doesn't mean London is not there, the park is not there, different places are not there, there are different kinds of food to eat. It's about what you know versus what you don't know. So that's what I call as each person have their own vocabulary. Vocabulary also comes from each of us have our own vocation. Our vocation is also given by the vocabulary we have. An accountant has a different vocabulary from a computer person, from a homemaker, from a security guard, yeah. So each of us have our own vocabulary. So, and we also have different languages. So what I'm calling as the universal language of love is a way by which to make sense of sounds and meanings while we are all on the same planet Earth. Yeah, we each have our own languages, but there is a way by which to make sense of other languages, but in a way that nature, or if I say no technology, that's going to sound like, oh, this is my version of it. But let's just say Prakriti and Purusha, or let's just say the technology, the original technology that forms Earth, that forms the universe, that maintains life. We have our alphabets, and it's like a schema of words, of sounds. And from there, we have, say, English as a language. I'm also speaking in English. We read, we have volumes of books, but they fall back on a code, alphabets, from which the language then have formed words and volumes. Yeah, we also speak it. So similarly, all our languages, they are trying to talk about different versions of what is originally a language of life. Yeah. And because we don't know the language of life, or we know our own version of it, but nobody is really talking it, or we're talking it in our own languages. We even call it God and the devil, demon. So there's something light, there's something dark, something works, something doesn't work. And we have our own ways of communicating it to another that make sense or not. Yeah. So according to how effectively we're able to communicate to another, somebody else gets it. Oh, you're going through a good time or a bad time. Yeah. So what I call as universal language of love is an attempt to, well, I make sense of what people are saying in different languages. Once I translate it into this language, yeah, this code, and say somebody is reading from the Quran, or somebody is reading from saying something in English or in Hindi or in Sanskrit, I convert it into this, yeah. And life, my outlook at life is beautiful. So it's not something that puts you into a tough spot, bad spot, but in a way, but when I convert into this, I find solutions. Yeah. And humanity across boundaries becomes easier. So the story of life that I make from this language, from this construct, is more, there's a lot of possibilities. Yeah. And when I say enliven life in the multiverse, what I'm calling as Manushyadharma, or the duty or the dharma from having a body that's human, yeah, becomes more easy to understand, more, yay, we have a body that's human, yeah, then rather than, oh my goodness, we have to go through all of, yeah. So it's not this difficult, bad thing, and WHO's list of diseases. So with this language schema, it becomes easier to get back into health, wealth, and wisdom than being in a tough, bad spot. Yeah. So maybe understanding this will also give you that access to have a healthy, wealthy, wise life. Yeah. There is an image called the Shri Mandala, or the Shri Chakra. That also has a dot in the center. If you see that image, yeah, the Shri Chakra has more elaborate, more images around. So you can look it up on Google. But this one is somewhat the center. Yeah. In the center here, there is a dot. Yeah. So consider we are all alone in our own universe. Yeah. And it is our universe. We are one dot, one, yeah, tiny little, like Carl Sagan called Earth as a pale blue dot. Yeah. And when we are living life consistent with being healthy, wealthy, wise, in agreement with life, with the whole scheme of things, all of those, there are so many geometrical patterns and algebra and geometry and social science and languages and many, many things. when that makes sense without there being a clash, yeah, without there being disturbances in how we understand things, then life is healthy, wealthy, wise. Otherwise, we get a little tangled, superposition, contamination, information overload, and all that kind of things. Yeah. So we'll pause for now for today. The idea that I'm leaving with is no. Yeah. N is like this N that I was speaking about. Yeah. In the first video I spoke about, second video also a little bit I spoke about. This N is like the ass. Yeah. You got to discover your ass from a hole in the ground. So you have a seat on which you sit, or a question, or a topic, or a point on which bases your life. Yeah. And when that base is all fine, like a house has a good foundation. Yeah. When you're sitting, standing, sleeping, doing your things on a firm foundation, it's a stable life. We all have our dreams. We build castles. Yeah. Now to put a foundation to those castles. Yeah. So then there is all beautiful and nice. Yeah. Why waste all those dreams? Yeah. Just put a foundation and then check with reality and then have that stable. Yeah. Beautiful life. Now, that's the N bit. Yeah. The O is like, you see this big circle for the Shri Chakra? At least this image has it. So the N is in the base of this dot. So this dot is sitting on the base. Yeah. N. Dot is on N. So the person is like on top there. Yeah. Yeah. And the O is like the whole thing, the whole pie. Yeah. Or the first circle of sacred geometry. Now that would take you probably into another stream of thought. But so the NO bit. So this is like, N is like one person, O is like the whole of it. So we are not separate. In that sense, a person has a life. Yeah. The dot has a life. A person who's having a body that's human has a life. It's like, given that a person is alive, has life. So it is not separate, like mind body kind. It's not separate. And that's also what I call as, Advaita. Not different. It's not separate. Yeah. So, and then when we say the technology, the how-to of it, and how does this work? Yeah. You could say singularity, and how does this all work? How is this all putting together without there being, I keep saying there are no contradictions in life. What there is a lack of perspective. So I hope this gives a little perspective on my perspective on Advaita. Yeah. This could get complex. I'll make it simpler. Do let me know what you made sense of or what you would like better clarity of so I can make this clearer. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Good day.